Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of Crucible Review. I would like to thank ZiggedyZagged for allowing me to use his gameplay for the first episode. For a bit of context, in the gameplay we're about to watch, he is playing Clash on Endless Vale. For his loadout, he is running Just Rock Blues with Luna's Howl and also Wardcliff Coil. The subclass he is using is Blade Barrage Hunter and his exotic is Stompies. I asked Ziggedy if he'd like me to focus on anything specific, and he said game sense, movement, and positioning, so I'm going to try and focus on that in this video. And also, whether or not you are submitting the gameplay or simply watching it, please be respectful in the comments as we are all here for the same thing, to improve. And now let's get into the review.
Clash. Nothing complicated here. Defend your ally.
Okay, so off the rip here, we're going to be seeing Ziggedy's team moving towards the heavy ammo. While that is a good play to start off with, watch how they try to set up for it. They have 3 members of their team sitting on the B flag itself, while only one person is pushed up a little bit more. Now the setup here is bad for 2 reasons. Imagine this blue dot to be a player and the outer circle to be their radar. The radar in-game is actually much bigger than this circle suggests, but I'm just using this for demonstration purposes. If you add the rest of the team to the map, you can see just how much the radars overlay each other. Look at how the blue only occupies a small portion of the map. You are not getting as much information as you could be if you had spread out more. That's the first reason. The second reason is that the enemy team can push you from 2 sides, portal and mid. And if they make a successful push, the only place you can fall back to is bend, which means you no longer have control of the heavy ammo. So my suggestion here is simple. Push out more. Take better control of mid so that if you lose a gunfight, you still have some space to fall back into while maintaining control of the heavy ammo spawn. So an enemy pushes almost immediately onto the B flag, and you are forced to jump down into bend to avoid his shotgun. From this position you are at a disadvantage, because the enemy can use the elevated platform as cover while you do not have much cover yourself. You jump back up with your shotgun ready to blast him. That was a good play even though your teammate is the one who cleans him up. In my opinion, there aren't many situations where you should be shooting Telesto Bolt off the wall. In this situation, the heavy ammo just spawned and one of your teammates just died. So instead you should be focusing on whether or not you can pick up the heavy ammo and where the enemies are coming from. That was a good grenade to clean that guy up, but unfortunately get taken out from a flank. Your teammate picks up heavy ammo but misses the first rocket. At this point, your teammate in mid is still fighting off enemies. You should be making your way towards him to help him clean up kills. He eventually dies, so you help your other teammate trade instead. Your teammate is now challenging enemies in their spawn. You should be moving to help him do that. You do make a push here, but it is quite tunnel visioned. You overlook an enemy to your left, he weakens you, and you have to back up. You were lucky to be alive here. You repeat to help your teammates, but get weakened and back up. This here was a good play to move out of that little cave area because he could have thrown a grenade in there to kill you. You take out the guy portal and push up to set up a crossfire with your teammates. Here you're engaging an enemy, but good awareness allows you to blast this guy pushing up. You hear the hunter jumping above you, so you jump as well to dodge his Telesto Bolts. There are way too many Telesto Bolts on the ground, so you leave and re-engage with your shotgun later on.
You have my respect, Hunter.
Nice 5 streak.
Taken the lead.
Here I would recommend sliding into the wall and baiting him in with your shotgun. Considering the health difference, you are not going to win the primary duel that's coming up. Here you can see that there are 2 people around portal. You make a good play here by backing up into bend and putting yourself under the platform. In this position, the enemy further back in portal cannot shoot at you, putting you into a 1v1 with the guy on B flag. Unfortunately, jump back onto the platform, putting yourself into a 2v1 again. And because your focus is split between two people, you get taken out. Good dodge here, and great blade barrage to shut down the Nova Warp instantly.
Plenty of time to fight.
I like the play you make here. You pop a grenade down and see the light of a shotgun for a split second. Seeing the damage numbers trail across to the right, you know the enemy is weak. So instead of moving into trade range of the shotgun, you pull out your lunars and back up. This is the best, safest play to make here considering the enemy is already weak. Here you should be realizing that two teammates are coming in from the right, and you don't need to focus on this guy anymore. You need to trust your teammate to clean him up for you, and look for your next target. If you had turned your focus way faster from that guy, you might have been able to kill this one that caught you off guard.
You're in the lead.
Here you eat a Telesta bolt and you become about half health. You back up to re-peek later on, but I want to slow this down so you can see how bad of a peak this was. First up, you were at about half health, so you should have stuck closer to cover so you could back up if you were getting shot at. But notice how you take a really wide angle here. You move to about the middle of the lane before you stop. And also notice the crosshair placement. The time when the enemy can see you, they're aiming at you, but you're not aiming at them. And this means they get to take you out for basically free.
You're falling behind.
Here you're chilling at Bend, wondering what to do. I would have ran back and regrouped with your teammates. Nice shots and good dodge to avoid the other guy. That was a good repick with the shotgun there. Here an enemy catches you off guard, so this was a good blade bot to shut him down, but unfortunately you missed a shotgun on the other guy.
Shut the enemy down.
Your teammates have just taken out 3 opponents and you know where the last enemy is. You and your team should be collapsing on this guy instantly because the enemy team is going to be respawning on the other side of the map. If he stays alive and his team respawns, it makes it a 4v4, but your team's stuck in the middle of a crossfire, giving their team the advantage. He stays alive and the enemy team comes in, but luckily your teammate has a rocket taking out 2 people and you use your shotgun to take out the 3rd. But in the middle of that, the guy you left was able to take out a teammate with a shotgun. If your team had collapsed on him earlier, the kills would have been 4-0 rather than 3-1.
You've gained the lead.
Good job backing up here, but the enemy makes a more aggressive push to kill you. After you respawn, you make a push towards the heavy ammo. You see someone on your radar, so you throw a grenade down. But you can see here that there are 2 people coming out from that side. At this point you should be taking cover, but you fire off 2 bullets before you do so. Seeing as how you're the only person looking at them and there are 2 people looking at you, you cannot deal as much damage to them as they can deal to you, which is not a trade you want to make. Because you take too long to get into cover, you get taken very low and then finally finished off with the blade barrage.
Time to prove yourself.
There's some good awareness in this play. You're fighting after the first guy, your teammate takes him out, so you check your radar and you see there's another one behind you. You flank him, take him out with some good Luna shots, then whip out your shotgun for the next one. You miss your first shot, but an excellent dodge to the left brings you back into cover. Then you repeat and finally take him out with a shotgun. Good awareness, good play.
30 seconds remaining.
From this point, your teammates slay out the rest of the kills and you secure the win. Overall, I would say you made some really good plays with your super, your weapons, and your radar, but there are some mistakes in this video that you can improve on. And if I were to give you 3 main takeaways from this review, the first one would be, like I said at the start of this video, is to take up more space when securing power positions. Push out some more and don't bunch up too much. The second is to be more aware of where the enemy is coming from. There are a few times when you get caught off guard by 1 or 2 more people. There is one instance where an enemy was allowed to live and his team spawned on the other side of the map. This meant that your team was put in the middle of the map in a crossfire. So my tip is try to think about where the enemy is spawning and a few more steps ahead on where they will spawn later on. This isn't something you can really teach, it's something you have to play a bit more and get a feel for. And lastly, take a bit more care when peeking corners. There are a few times you stray a bit too far from cover, and if you stick a little closer to the wall, I think you'll find yourself surviving a bit longer. But overall, great gameplay, thanks for letting me use it. I hope you're able to use the advice that I gave in this video, and if you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Also follow me on Twitch and Twitter. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one, signing out.